Anyways, okay, so if you haven't started your food storage because you are afraid that you're going to be making mistakes or you just don't know where to start, you're not alone. When I first started food storage, my sister-in-law gave me about 12 bottles of barbecue sauce, and I ended throwing them all away, and it was a big mistake of food storage, and this is really common. So you're not alone with food storage. It is a learning game, and we're going to go over the top 3 most common mistakes that I see people making. First off, I'm Charisse. I am founder of the Merrill Project, where I teach you how to build a food storage that works for you so that you can save time, save money, and stay organized. So first off, if you have any questions about food storage mistakes or no questions, go ahead and comment in the comments below to let me know that you're here, that you're watching it. Comment any mistakes that you've made or any mistakes that you see other people making with food storage. And let's get started. So the very first mistake that I see people make with food storage is you are using your food storage wrong, or you're not even using it at all. First off, not using it at all. My mom just dumpster dived, not really, but her friend was moving and they threw away hundreds of dollars of food storage. And the reason why was, well, we've been moving it from house to house for 50 years, and if we haven't used it since then, we're not going to use it and we're not going to take it on this next move. So that is one of the biggest examples that I see people doing, is just throwing away food storage because they're not using it. Food storage will save you money and time if you use it. So if you're storing wheat, beans, rice, and you don't even know how to cook it with it, then you probably shouldn't be storing those foods. You need to be storing some healthy foods that you do cook with. So the solution is learn how to cook with what you're storing, taste it, or don't store it. Store some of your healthy food. A lot of people think that they can't do food storage because they eat a healthy diet, and that is so completely wrong. There are so many freeze-dried foods out there, even organic, that you can store and do shelf stable. So don't let that food storage go wrong. The other way is to rotate your basic items. So I know Walmart has like huge number 10 cans of like fruit or tomato sauce. Don't buy those. Don't give in to them on buying them, because how are you going to keep all that in the refrigerator before it goes bad? You just want to store the basic can of tomato sauce or fruit that you already use. So then when you go to cook with it in another recipe, you're using your food storage even though it's not one of your food storage meals. And so it's allowing you to rotate your food storage because you're buying it in the size cans. You might not save 10 cents, but it's still allowing you to save that room and that space, and you're not going to dump it all out because it's old or you don't want to transfer it along. Mistake number 2 is not having a plan for your food storage. Now, when I first started food storage, I was so frustrated because everybody had lists of wheat and rice and beans, and I was like, I am not eating rice and I am not eating beans. I didn't like it. I didn't like it growing up. I refused to store that. And I was really frustrated because I really, really wanted to store food storage, but I didn't like all those lists, and it would say store 20 pounds of fats and oils. I'm like, well, what kind of fats and oils? How much shortening? How much vegetable? And I'm a real stickler, and I like to know the exact amount that I need. So I came upon this website. I don't remember the name. It's Sun something. And she taught you how to build food storage off of your plans. And all she said was pick some recipes, convert them to shelf stable, and shop from that list. So having a plan for your food storage, you want to have recipes for it, not just planning as in, okay, when I go shopping, I'm going to buy 2 cans here or 3 cans here. That's not a plan, because you're going to end up with 1, extra food that you don't use or you don't know how much you use, and 2, it's not really going to help you if you have an emergency or something and you go downstairs and you're like, wow, I have all of this food I can use, but how am I going to put it all together in a meal? I mean, I'm getting stressed out just thinking about having all this food and not even knowing what I'm going to cook with it. So having the plan for your food storage means picking recipes and buying food storage off those recipes. No, you're not going to be eating the same recipe day after day after day, but you will know what meals you can make with what food you have stored. And that is the second mistake, is not having a plan for your food storage, not buying it off specific recipes and what you need. And the very third mistake I see with food storage is not storing water or enough water, right? So we're always told that we need to store water. We need to store about 1 to 2 gallons a day, which is great. And they say it will include enough drinking for your cooking, but do you really know it's gonna be enough for your cooking? So when you plan for your food storage, you need to plan in water for washing those pans. And if you happen to cook with dehydrated food or freeze-dried food, you're gonna need extra water for that. Or even if you have freeze-dried snacks, all of the liquid is sucked out of that. So eating a whole bunch of freeze-dried strawberries compared to eating regular strawberries, you're gonna start getting really, really thirsty. So the solution is to, when you make your food storage plan, make sure you add water for all the ingredients that you need there, and sometimes a little bit extra. So you want to store water for cooking for your meals, water for drinking, and extra water for hygiene. So personally, I like to say about 2 gallons a day per person, and now that kind of adds up, and I'll talk with it in another video on how to get water storage when you're limited on space, but not this video. So to quick recap, the top 3 food storage mistakes are, and their solutions are: 1, you're not using your food storage or rotating it. You need to be using it and you need to be rotating it. Not the freeze-dried and the really long shelf-stable ones like the 30 years freeze-dried. Don't use that every day, you're gonna waste money. But the canned items and the baking items and the wheat and the rice, make sure you are using that in your monthly cooking so you know how to cook with it and your body's used to it. And then the second mistake is not having a plan for your food storage. So plan your food storage based off recipes you eat. Then you're storing food along with the diet that you're already eating. So you're not going from a super healthy diet to a whole bunch of carbs and starches that you're not even used to eating. So have a plan for your food storage. And number 3 mistake is not storing enough water. So add extra water, lots and lots of water. You can never have enough water, promise. You can die after 3 days of not having water, but food, you can last a lot longer without water. So make water a priority. So one more time, if you're here, have any questions or see any other mistakes with food storage other than those top 3, comment them below and go ahead and share this video with a friend if you've liked it and you know that it will help somebody in need. I have some family members I'm sharing it with because I know they just like to buy a lot of extra food on sale, but they don't really have a plan for it. So thanks for watching. Let me know what other stuff you're interested in, and I will catch you guys next week.